Hey everybody, this is James, owner, operator, founder, creator, Trucking Broadcast Radio. Today is, what the hell is today? Today is Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. So this is to be considered the launch video for Trucking Broadcast Radio. Again, my name is James, welcome. Glad you could stop by and catch this. So, as you can probably tell, I'm in a commercial motor vehicle, and I'm not here to promote any specific company. No company is paying me to do that, but I am a commercial motor vehicle operator. In other words, a commercial driver's license holder. I operate commercial motor vehicles, i.e. tractor and trailer, big rigs, whatever you want to call it, right? Got a few years of experience. Was trucking many years ago, and blew out my right knee doing that job. Thought I would never come back. Back when trucking was a lot simpler, a lot less surveillance, a lot less control per much day to day, stuff like that. So a much more simpler way of doing trucking. Now they've got all the automatic trucks, and I used to drive a 10-speed Eaton transmission in two different Freightliners during that time, and now it's pretty much flooded with automatic trucks, which is kind of nice. A little bit less wear and tear on the joints and the knees and the legs and whatever else, but I kind of like driving a 10-speed. And a couple of companies I was with actually had 13 speeds, some 13-speed trucks. But anyway, long story short, we're launching Trucking Broadcast Radio to start getting a conversation going, starting getting inputs from drivers. Not necessarily to promote any specific trucking company or anything like that. Nobody's endorsing me. Nobody's paying me to do this. This is my own venture. So what the idea is to let me digress a second. I've watched trucking quote trucking movements come and go in years past. And I've been, even though I was out of the industry directly, I was still keeping up with some of my trucker former co-workers, former truckers, current truckers, owner-operators, lease operators, whatever. I've stayed in touch with a few of them, and I've stayed monitoring the industry and everything else for years. I see a lot of, how do I want to say it? I've got a lot on my mind, I'm sorry. I've seen a lot of dissatisfaction out there, disgruntlement. I think at least 30 to 40% of that, maybe even 50% of that is self-induced by commercial motor vehicle operators, professionals inducing that grief upon themselves by the way they operate, by the way they drive, by the way they interact with their companies. Dispatchers, planners, driver managers, whatever you want to call them, and how they interact and kind of are not great ambassadors for their companies that they drive for, or even their own companies if they're owner operators, to customers. I've seen it. I'm sure many of you that are going to tune into this are either professional drivers, commercial motor vehicle operators, whatever. I'm sure you guys have been watching stuff on YouTube for years too, or whatever. You've seen it all. You've seen all the crying and whining and complaining. Not saying there's not going to be any of that here. I try to avoid it, but trying to stay positive, trying to stay logical, trying to stay sensible on the approach. But we're going to be doing content. Okay, it took me a long time to get to this point, right? What's the content about? What's the purpose of? I sort of kind of maybe touched on it just a little for a few seconds earlier, but going to try to build a revival here, a revolution in trucking. Where did all the citizens band radios go, right? Everybody works with their smartphones and everything else anymore, right? Little things like, not even little things, that's a big thing, right? But that's our network, right? Citizens Band is primarily for trucking, right? And currently and in the past, whatever. Little things like that in the industry that made trucking a brotherhood, sisterhood, communicating amongst ourselves, stuff like that. Why don't we do that anymore? Why don't we have that commitment? Commitment is a big word, right? But as I said previously, I've seen some trucking movements, if you want to call them that, come and go. And they pretty much are what I would consider a D- to an F, because they kind of fizzle out. There's no momentum. There's nothing to keep the momentum going. There's no communities that kind of stay and hang on. But we want to change that here at Trucking Broadcast Radio. We're going to cover the industry. We're going to cover issues. We're going to cover news. Maybe we'll throw some politics in there, here and there. But mainly to start a revival and revolution in trucking, and get people to connect and start talking again. How many times have I been out here, in even in rest areas and truck stops and stuff, and most truckers, commercial motor vehicle operators, whatever you want to call them, don't seem to want to talk and communicate with too much anymore. And there's several factors that go into that, but we got to change that, folks. We got to change that. We got to start talking, communicating. I've actually got another server here that I'm going to be using, and if anybody wants to come onto that server, it's a Guilded server, GUILDED, which is basically the replacement for Discord. Some of you know what Discord platform was. Largely populated by gamers, but it's not just a gamer platform. It hasn't been for years, but they've gotten some control things that were put into the Discord system. Last couple years, last 4 years, Discord has kind of changed a lot and gotten more control and surveillance factored in. So a lot of those folks that used to work there left and created a whole new platform called Guilded, GUILDED, and you can create basically the same thing you used to do on Discord on a different platform, but there's also a lot of stuff that's free and it's not bonus stuff that you have to pay for anymore, and it's much more functional. We can do live feeds there and all that. But if you want a link to that, to come and join that server, I'm going to be posting stuff on that server. It's a social media platform server, and it's going to be pretty robust. We're going to be adding some different functionality, different channel selection capabilities there. We're going to do that on Guilded, so I've already got it up and running. I just haven't kind of released it yet, but I'm going to fine tune it here today and tomorrow, and the next 1, 2, 3 days. I'm going to fine tune a little bit. So if you want to join that server on that platform, doesn't cost anything. It's free. You want to come on over there, and we're going to start doing some dialogue over there and some reporting, and we're going to be posting industry news and a lot of other stuff we're going to be posting over there on that server. And we can do voice chats, we can do voice conferences, we can do live video feeds, but we're also going to do live feeds on YouTube here through StreamYard. You get 20 hours a month for free on StreamYard, so we'll do at least 1, maybe 2 feeds a week, where you can have a panel. In other words, people can come onto that platform, onto YouTube here through StreamYard streaming service, and we can have a panel of up to 8 people on the screen at one time and talk and have discussions and, whatever, shoot the shit, whatever we're going to do. But we're trying to get a revival and a revolution going here. So for commercial motor vehicle operators, right? Mainly truckers, right? So I don't care if you're a company driver, you're an owner-operator, please don't say the companies that you necessarily work with unless you really, really want to do that. I would advise not to do that. But if you're an owner-operator, please don't put the name of your business out there, or your LLC, or your corporation, or whatever you've got, sole proprietorship, whatever you've got running. Don't put your name of your business out there in the comments or on any kind of feeds or live feeds or servers that we have going. Just for privacy and what do they call that? Doxing now, right? You don't want your information out there that you don't want out there. So you can say that you own a company, that you drive for a company, whatever, but don't, try not to mention the specifics if you can avoid that. We want to keep this platform pretty much about us. us as professional drivers, what's going on in the industry, what's happening, whatever. But we don't want to promote companies, because most companies in other words, if you're a company driver, most companies don't pay you to promote their company. So why do it? You know, if you want to promote your own LLC, your own business, whatever else, you do what you want. But be advised, this is a public monitored, censored platform on YouTube. So not so much wide open on Gilded. That's why I developed the Gilded server. But if you want to come on over there, put your you know, put a communications tab or some kind of resource or whatever. If you want me to put the link in there, I'll actually put the link to the server, an invite link over to the server in the description, or first posted comment here on the video. But if you want to come on over, it's going to be tightly controlled. These platforms are going to be tightly controlled. Not going to tolerate a lot of bullshit and stupid shit. So just be aware of that. It's going to be straight up. It's going to be about professionals, and we're going to have fun. We're going to relax a little bit. We're going to have fun. We're going to do all that kind of stuff. But welcome to Trucking Broadcast News. I'm sorry, Trucking Broadcast Radio. Excuse me, TBR, right? Trucking Broadcast Radio, TBR. And my name is James. Welcome aboard. Hope to see you on. Comment. Let's get some conversations going here, and let's get the revival and the revolution going on here. I'm serious about this. Definitely motivated, as you can tell. But we want to get moving and shaking. So everybody, come on board. Make your comments. I'll put the might take me till tonight or tomorrow to put that link in for the server. You can always come back to the channel and look at the comments or the description, and we'll put it in there for you. That's about it. So take care, everybody. Welcome aboard Trucking Broadcast Radio. This is James, and I'm out. Take care, everybody. Stay safe and stay professional. Okay? Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.